Welcome to a Euro Titan of Nature's Wrath deck tech.
Over the course of the next several-ish minutes, we're going to show you how many growth spirals it takes to win a game of Magic.
I'm your host, Joe Cherries.
And I'm your host, Beezy, and that makes us the Nitpicking Nerds. Have you seen how many Theros commanders we're doing? Have you even looked? Go subscribe. Check them out.
Yep, and besides, you want to be a subscriber to this channel because our subscribers are 10% more likely to always have a land to put into play off the Euro triggers.
Disclaimer, just so you know, the number of lands in your hand isn't controlled by a subscription to a YouTube channel that is awesome.
Or at least I hope that's how you pronounce it.
Well, you know, growth spiral's not even in this deck because we don't need it. Let's read Euro, shall we? Euro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. 1 green blue for a 6/6 Elder Giant. When it enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless it escaped. Whenever Euro enters the battlefield or attacks, you gain 3 life and draw a card. Then you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield, not even tapped. Escape. Green, green, blue, blue, comma, exile 5 other cards from your graveyard, which means you can cast this Mamma Jamma from your graveyard. So what are we gonna do?
Why is he a Mamma Jamma?
Everything's a Mamma Jamma.
So what are we gonna do? We're going to get this trigger a million times. That's what we're gonna do.
We're just gonna do it and then happen to win after.
Are we gonna
Blink it,
I hope
copy
so.
it, bounce it, do it again, double it, and then we win.
What, can we triple it?
Triple it.
I don't know if we
Quadruple it. Let's just get into the first category.
We can triple it because I see in this category a way to triple it.
We can do some ridiculous, weird stuff.
Okay, so our first category is called growth spiraling, which just means that we're getting a bunch of gyro triggers.
Euro triggers, gyro triggers. The first one, possibly the coolest card in this entire deck, is Blade of Selves. It's 2 mana for an artifact. Equipment, equips for 4. Equipped creature has Myriad. Whenever a equipped creature attacks, you clone it for each other player, and they're attacking those players. It's not going to matter because all the clones are going to enter, say, oops, we didn't escape, sacrifice themselves, and then you gain 9 life, draw 3 cards, and get to put 3 lands into play, untapped.
They're actually not going to... Those triggers are going to go on the stack?
Yeah, those triggers go on the stack, and then it's, oops, the legendary rule is going to apply.
The legendary rule applies first, then the triggers go on the stack. It's the opposite, because the legendary rule is whenever state-based actions are checked, so it's like right away.
Right.
It's
not even, you can't even react to it.
Though the stack would look silly. You would see 8, or you would see 6 triggers on the stack.
In an arena, like that.
What order would you like them in? I don't care.
I don't. Done. This card is great. I think it's super sweet.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be a bunch of growth spirals. That's what
This deck is also just dedicated ETB deck. I think every single creature, except for maybe 2, has an ETB ability. So every one of these cards we're talking about works with our commander the best, but then also works with every other card in our deck. We have a whole category.
I was going to say.
For ETBs too.
I assume there would be a whole category for ETBs.
There's a whole category. And what's next?
Quasi-duplicate. It's 1 blue, copy target creature you control, but it also has Jumpstart.
The poor man's flashback. You cast it again from the graveyard if you discard a card.
Yes, so be careful with ones like this. You tired of the target your own creature. Yes. It's Blowout City.
Blowout City. There's Phyrexia Metamorph. Great. Copies artifacts or creatures. Sakashima the Imposter. Great. Copies creatures. You can copy legendaries. Just if you copy your commander, you only get the growth spiral because then she didn't escape, so she dies. Spark Double. It's great. You can copy your commander or legendary planeswalker or whatever.
Question. Is there anything with this where Spark Double matters? There's got to be something.
There's at least a planeswalker in the deck.
A cameo, right?
Yeah, there's at least one.
So there you go. I knew there had to be something in the deck.
Phantasmal Image, the cheapest way to do it. Bramble Sovereign lets you do it over and over and over, which is pretty sweet.
Which one's Bramble Sovereign?
It's 4/4 for 4. Whenever a non-token creature enters anywhere, you can pay 1 in a green, and that player gets a copy of it.
Yes, I do like the card.
I would happily play 1 in a green for Growth Spiral.
Oh my god, would you?
Yes, I would.
Because it costs basically that.
Now the one bummer part about Euro is you gotta cast him for 3, and then he's gonna die immediately. Unless we have some tricky ways to bounce him in response to the trigger, because it is a trigger.
Yeah, everything's a trigger usually.
No, legendaries check on state base. We just went over that.
Yeah, that's true. Most things are triggers though.
Vidalcan Mastermind is blue for a creature, pay blue, tap it, bounce a creature you control. So we play Euro, trigger goes on the stack to sacrifice him and then draw a card, gain 3 life, put a land into play. Now you respond, holding priority, whatever. Bounce him, get a free growth spiral. do it again next turn. And it gets easier and easier to do because you have more lands in play.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I mean-
Same thing is true with Crystal Shard, except it's an artifact, and you can bounce any creature unless they pay a blue. And then Teamer Sabertooth is 1 and a green to bounce any creature you control, gains indestructible.
Well, no, you can pay 3 or you can pay a blue and then.
Right, they bounce unless they pay 1.
Yeah,
for
unless
Crystal
it's
Shard.
1. It does not have to be a blue.
Yeah, Sabertooth lets you just go crazy and it gains indestructible. So it's not dying to board wipes.
Yeah, it's a 4/3 for 4 mana.
Right, it doesn't really matter what it is. I guess Sabertooth is right on the line of being too clunky. If it was like 5 mana, oof, I wouldn't feel too great about that.
Yeah, but it protects itself at least.
It does fix itself so good.
It's a good infinite mana outlet. Not that this deck's going infinite mana, but
So what are some other ways to effectively double our Euro triggers?
Panamaticon literally doubles ETBs, which means it.
You sacrifice it twice if it didn't escape.
Gotcha.
Boom, Nambo. You draw 2 cards, you gain 6 life, and then you put 2 lands in play. Amazing. Doubles every creature in this deck.
Amazing. It's absolutely amazing. How is it not amazing?
If you want to pay 2 mana for a Growth Spiral, you can play Trionic Resonator, which probably goes well with every legendary creature in this entire set. It's 2 mana for an artifact, pay 2 tap it, copy target triggered ability, as when it enters the battlefield, as something happens, like you copy it. Great. Growth Spiral, another one. What's the last one? What's the last one that
Another one. No, I'm sorry. I got lost on another one. This doubles your life and doubles the card drawn. It's good.
What, the Resonator?
No,
All
the-
3 of these cards? What's the next one?
Helmut's Archive.
Yeah, you didn't even say what it was. You just said another one.
Well, it was the only thing it doesn't. You said another one.
Yeah, but you didn't say Alheimer's Archive. I didn't know what you were talking about.
Yeah, it doesn't let you put the extra land in play. Is
right.
the
You don't
it's
get
not-
the extra land, but you get an extra life and an extra card.
Yeah, I was just laughing at another one.
Okay, it wasn't that funny.
It's like well, I was laughing because it's like the stupid DJ Khaled thing. It says at the beginning
I
of the song.
know.
Another
That's what I was
one.
going for. This is the worst card in the deck. It is the Stale Crouton. Mirror Gallery. It's 5 mana for an artifact. The Legend rule doesn't apply. But you might be saying, why does that matter? When our commander says if it enters and you didn't cast, or if it didn't escape it, sacrifice it. We can't clone this thing because then the clone will just be a Growth Spiral and die.
Yeah.
Well, there's a card called Infinite Reflection. 5 and a blue for an enchantment aura, enchant creature. When Infinite Reflection enters the battlefield attached to a creature, each other non-token creature you control becomes a copy of that creature. Non-token creatures you control enter the battlefield as a copy of enchanted creature. You get out your dorks, your elvish visionaries, your coiling oracles, your growth spiralers. By the way, coiling oracle, growth spiral, and risen reef, another growth spiral, both in this deck.
Ghost Spiral-ish.
Growth spiral-esque. But you get those creatures out, you escape your commander, we'll get to that later. You enchant it with Infinite Reflection. Once you have Mirror Gallery out, oops, now you have 7 Euros, 7 6/6s, that when they attack, you gain 3 life, draw a card, and put a land into play. Just go insane.
How cute is this? This goes.
Brutal.
This goes in my. Oh, maybe we'll just call this little category where we do stuff like this where it's completely silly. Well, let's call it getting cute.
Getting cute?
This is part of our getting
The
cute.
getting cute combo. We're still in the growth spiral category.
Yeah, that's definitely
Because we're
getting
maximizing
cute.
growth spirals.
Well, yeah, but we'll call that getting cute.
Infinite Reflection, honestly, is great in this deck. If your opponents are not holding up obvious removal spells, you can just enchant anything. If you enchant Risen Reef with this thing, you have 5 Risen Reefs, and all your creatures enter as Risen Reefs.
Ew.
How about, there's other ones we'll get into with the ETBs, but just keep Infinite Reflection in mind, because the card's hilarious.
Next category, we got the escape clause.
Tim Allen and Santa Claus 3, baby. We're doing this for every commander that has escape. Definitely escape clause is going to be part of it, because you have to escape. You want to escape. It reduces commander attacks, like we said in the Pelucranos video.
I thought you had like multiple reasons. You said it so like adamantly. I thought like, okay, he's gonna start listing some reasons.
Yeah, well,
okay.
filling your graveyard is just so easy.
I agree.
It's basically free. If I cast this guy for 3, put it in the graveyard. Definitely put this commander in the graveyard. If he gets exiled, you can then put it into the command zone from there. So you pay 3, and then next turn even, maybe if you did something on turn 2, you just escape him and get the trigger again. And now he can attack, and then you can get it again.
I agree with Beezy here. So first one we got commune with the gods.
Look at the top 5, get a creature enchantment, rest go in the bin, guaranteed 5 cards in the graveyard. Same with gather the pack, and that can even let you draw 2 creatures off of it.
Yep.
Life from the Loam, usually you just cast it, get your medium value. What's great about Life from the Limb is gets a lot of lands in your hand for Growth Spiral.
Oh, it does. You can just keep putting lands. Do you have a lot of fetches in this deck?
Not really. I kept this deck more budget. I didn't put any expensive fetches in it.
That's fair. That's
But Terramorphic, Evolving Wilds, Ash Barrens, Myriad Landscape.
That's not a bad way to go. Say the Wayfinder, so 2 mana, 1/1. Yeah, look at the top 4, you get a land, put the rest in your graveyard. So it fills up your graveyard with the rest that aren't lands.
This is definitely a secret self-mill deck. You'll see why. But so far we've got quite the setup. Tamiyo, Collector of Tales, we mentioned, starts at 5, 4 mana walker. +1, you mill 4, but you choose a name first. And if you mill something you named, you get them all to your hand.
You never
Basically,
hit.
guaranteed miss unless you want lands. Altar of Dementia is a 2 mana artifact. Sacrifice creature, so many mills equal to that creature's power. Usually, it's gonna be you. Like, Tamiyo gives you an escape almost every turn. And Altar of Dementia, whenever one of your creatures dies, you just feel your potential escapes.
Oh yeah, Tamiyo, I've like never with Tamiyo. It doesn't matter what I name, ever. I name basic lands. I'm playing like 10 of them. Doesn't matter.
We didn't even mention this with Pelucranos, but when Euro dies, you escape him. Then when he dies, you put him in the graveyard, and then you escape him again for 4. It's not like you put him in the command zone after you escape and he dies. You just get to keep doing that.
Yeah, they stay at cheap mana, these escape guys.
There's turns where you can go play Euro second to altar, mill 6, and then you just play Euro for every 4 mana you have. And it's really every 3 mana you have, because it gives you a land back.
Yeah, that's true.
It's almost combo territory.
Combo-esque.
Combo-esque, if you will.
That was a short category.
That was a short one because we have to expand on it later for our win cons.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, next we have other ETBs. These are just obviously stuff that's entering the battlefield and getting us value. We love value.
And it's other ways to take advantage of constantly growth spiraling over and over and over. First one, we mentioned it, Risen Reef. You put an infinite reflection on Risen Reef and tell me how you feel.
Pretty good. Risen Reef is a 1/1 that when it enters, you look at the top card of your library, you can reveal if it's a land and put it into play. Otherwise, put it in your hand.
It goes in tapped. And what's that whenever another elemental? I think there's 2 elementals in this deck.
What are they?
Don't even care. Tatyova, Benthic Druid, draws you a card and gains you life whenever a land enters. Lotus Cobra gives you a mana whenever a land enters. Tireless Tracker gives you a clue that you can pay 2 and sack, draw a card whenever a land enters. And Field of the Dead is going to give you a 2/2 black zombie whenever a land enters.
If you control 7 lands with different names.
Oh, we do. This deck has a lot of different names.
I
mean, even just
do.
between, we have forest, island, snow-covered forest, snow-covered island. Great. Awesome. This deck is really cool. I almost want to build it.
Almost.
It's really tempting. I have a mono blue that's really similar, but otherwise I'd be all over this.
Yeah, this deck seems cool. I don't
Spiral Tribal.
I don't know if I don't want to build this.
All your growth spirals get +1/+1.
It reminds me too much of Simic Flash.
Ugh. It's self-mill.
Probably because these next 2.
Okay, you get
These
flashbacks.
These next 2 give me flashbacks to Simic Flash. Mystic Snake, which is a 2/2 for 1
Blue, green.
1 blue, green. I couldn't remember.
They had Grizzly Bear to counterspell.
Okay, yeah, so, and as Flash, when it enters counter spell, Frilled Mystic, same thing, but goes green, blue. It's a 3/2, and it also counters spell when it enters. And Glen Eledra Archmage, it has Persist, the 2/2 flyer.
For 4.
And you can pay a blue sacrifice to counter a non-creature spell, and that's Persist, so you can do it again.
We have these over better counterspells. There's 1 or 2 non-creatures because, every now and again, I think the ETB deck needs a way to combat the creature hate abilities. Like, oh, your creature's entering doesn't do anything. I think there needs to be a few ways to get around that. So there's a couple non-creatures, counterspells like 2, and then there's like 2 ways to kill artifacts and enchantments without creatures. But everything else is on ETBs because we have Crystal Shard and that Vidalcan guy. We're just gonna keep bouncing these and doing it over and over.
But yeah, you don't want to just lose to humility.
Right, you don't want to. Right, I love how phrasing like that. You don't want to lose to humility. And none of these are going to let you do that because you can just counter humility.
Humility is an underrated card in EDH, I would say.
It's so good. It's surprisingly good every time. I always think, my decks are great. I don't even care about humility. It's really annoying.
Like your character cares so much about humility.
Unless you have Skull Clamp, then you just Skull Clamp everything.
Even so, then you just draw a bunch of things that have no ETBs.
Yeah. What is the next one and arguably the most brutal thing to infinitely reflect or to flicker?
Agents of Treachery. 5 blue for a 2/3 when it enters the battlefield, gain control of target permanent. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 3 or more permanents you don't own, draw 3 cards. I don't know how often that one's relevant, but it can
I
be.
think it could definitely be relevant if you keep cloning this guy and doing some other shenanigans. Panharmonicon.
Oh god, if you keep cloning him, then you get to draw 3 a million times.
It gets you might kill yourself. That gets dangerous.
Yeah, I don't think it's not a May. I just read it.
Nope.
It was not a May.
Better alter of dimension this guy away before you have to die to it.
Mill yourself.
But that's not how we win. We don't win by drawing 3 and losing the game. We win by other methods.
I would agree. You don't win by losing the game. That's
No.
Great point, BZ. Excellent commentary.
Excellent insight into this deck. There's a new card from Theros Beyond Death that we haven't covered yet, and I can't imagine it's not going to be on our top 10 Theros cards. What is it?
This is Thassa's Oracle. This card is so cool. Blue for a 1/3 Merfolk Wizard. This card's boring, but you got hold in there. It'll get good.
Yeah, just wait for the last 4 words.
When Thassa's Oracle enters the battlefield, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is your devotion to blue. Put one of them on top of your library and put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Wow, that's not very exciting. If X is greater than or equal to the number of cards in your library, you win the game. Oh, that card's awesome now.
Oh, great. It's a creature that, if you have no cards in your library, enters the battlefield, they could destroy all your permanents in response and you still win. Because it's greater than or equal to. So your devotion to blue is 0, your cards is 0, you win.
Not if one of your permanents is an Eldrazi and shuffles your whole library.
That would make you look quite foolish.
That would
make you look quite foolish. But this is a way we can tutor this, we can bounce it, we can keep doing it, we can do it for early value in the game. Oh my god, this card is so good.
This card is very good, and like
It's exciting and fun.
It fixes draws. You could put you could play this early, then like
Play it on turn 2.
you could play this on turn 2, fix your draw into a 3-drop and do a 4-drop that you're curving into.
This is the only card I really care about not exiling with escape, because you can get it back.
Oh yeah, this card's good. I mean, it says win the game. Everyone loves win the game.
This feels very fair. It's like a very fair adaptation of the Jace and Labman, which are not in this deck because we went for Thassa's Oracle instead.
Yeah, which
With all the Panharmonicons going on, what if all your creatures entered as Thassa's Oracles? With Infinite Reflection. That would be so weird.
that would be really
You
weird.
just stack up so many devotion. Oh god, there's so many weird things you can do with this deck. Now this is a blank deck, so I kind of put this in here.
I don't feel bad.
It'll win you the game. Dead-Eye Navigator, 4 blue for a 5/5. You pay 2 to flicker something that's soul bonded with it. And we're gonna soul bond it with Peregrine Drake. 5 mana, 2/3 ETB, untap 5 lands, so you get infinite mana.
Yeah, and you pay this off with a ham sandwich because you can pay. I mean,
Like your commander,
you have access to your commander. Yeah,
at all times,
So you
because-
make infinite mana.
Right.
Then on the last entry, you choose not to pair. Cast your commander.
from wherever. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Even if it's gonna die, you pair them up, and now with infinite mana, you can flicker until you draw your deck. And win.
Yes, there's quite a few things you can do with drawing your deck. One of the ways we have to win, I just put attacking. If you're pulling off that Infinite Reflection adorable combo, you're probably killing somebody. And like drawing so many cards, you're just frilled mysticking whatever it ends up being a problem. So I put attacking down because it's definitely viable. You can also mill somebody with Alter Dementia, but mostly we can mill ourselves with Thassa's Oracle or the backdoor plan, Nexus of Fate. 5 blue for an instant. Take an extra turn after this one. If Nexus of Fate would literally go to your graveyard for any reason, instead you shuffle it in your library.
And this is a replacement effect, so I love saying this because it's so cool. Rest in Peace doesn't stop it.
That's why we're so high on this card.
It is-
That's why it's so good.
It never goes to your graveyard. It never wants to go to your graveyard. It just says, "No, I'm not doing that."
Yeah, there's no Ashiocking this. There's no Rest in Peacing it. There's no instant speed exiling it.
Yep.
No.
You just can't get this. This deck is super cool. It's a self-mill deck. I feel like we've done self-mill decks before. This isn't the first one, but
Yes, just to mention though, the reason Nexus of Fate is a win condition because you mill your entire deck except Nexus of Fate. So
Okay.
you take infinite extra turns. It doesn't matter what you ever do, you're killing somebody with infinite extra turns.
yeah, if you have a 1/1 flyer and nobody has a flyer, you
They
win with
lose.
extra
Yeah, they
turns.
lose. If you can eventually get Thassa's Oracle back, you win.
Which you should be able to. You have, you at least have Tameo. I'm
can't
sure there's-
imagine you're not winning.
Imagine there's an Eternal Witness somewhere in this deck.
There is.
Oh,
and
weird.
even Cavalier Thorns too.
Yeah. It's weird how there's in the ETB deck we put one of the best ETB creatures of all time.
It's crazy.
I know,
Who would've
insane.
guessed? Who would've guessed?
Instead of just the 7-mana ones that steal creatures.
Yeah, this is this. Every deck we make keeps getting cooler for Theros.
How do we ever live up to that hype?
This is the pinnacle. I've looked at the other ones and I'm excited about a lot of them, but this one is so cool.
It's funny because this deck's cool, and we were looking at like other cool commanders to do, and one of them was Thassa, but it's like it's the same deck. It's the same deck minus green.
Except way less cool.
Yeah. So instead of doing that deck, we're gonna not do that deck. We're gonna
Yeah,
find
a lot
something
of
else.
people are excited about Heliod too. I don't even think Heliod's that great.
Oh, I think you're right. Sweet.
In Commander, he's cool.
If we
I
didn't-
just don't think he's that great.
If we didn't hop on the Daxos train when he was
That's
spoiled,
what I'm
I would
saying.
say we do Heliod.
We
but
did Daxos instead. I think Daxos looks cooler. Heliod is whatever.
I like how all the demigods get their power or toughness from devotion.
Well, most of them are lame. The blue one's cool. Daxos is cool.
The red one's cool. I love Annex.
No, the red one is cool too, but the other two is like meh.
I love the angry Annex. I'm assuming Siamede, is that
Well,
it?
maybe Perforos just said, "Hey, let me strengthen you in the forge." And you make satyrs for some reason.
I'm gonna assume that Siamede died. It seems to make sense.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know the
Because
flavor.
he's angry and like
He's always angry.
he looks pretty happy when he's sitting next to Siamede,
Right.
all calm as a 3/2 attacker that pumps your guys.
That's aggressive.
I know,
We're
and
gonna
he's just
thank-
standing there.
Instead of speculate, we're going to thank our patrons. All 33 of you.
Yep. We love you guys as much as we can without making you uncomfortable. It's every time we get a new patron, it's joyful. Ooh, this is something that we're thinking about doing. That I'm not sure if it will be up by the time this video because I want to mention it. We're thinking about just if you want to do a one-time donation because not everyone can commit to doing a monthly donation. We get that.
It's easier to just say, here's $1 or here's $5.
Yeah, there's a website called Buy Me a Coffee. We'll probably just set up after this video, so it is up by the time this
It's
video goes up.
literally a digital tip jar.
Yeah, it's a digital tip. We would appreciate anything in there too. We're just anyone who supports us in any way, we appreciate it so much because this channel doesn't keep going without you guys. This nice camera, the upgrades we're going into new mics next.
We're closer to gameplay than we've ever been.
Yeah, we are. We have an idea of how to make our gameplay different. So
Well, okay, our gameplay doesn't even need to be different. We have an idea to do what we want.
yeah. So thank you all again. Check us out on patreon.com if you want to support us monthly, or if you want to support us one time, a nice little tip jar. Check us out on Buy Us a Coffee. Both links will be in the description. Where's it?
Below, right above or right below the TCG player link where you can view this deck. We didn't get to cover all the crazy stuff that's going on. Check out all the weird ETBs in this deck. There's a lot of different stuff. See those counter spells and artifact and enchantment destruction I didn't mention. Go check them out. You can buy any cards you want at the link. Any TCG player product, just use the link and then navigate from there, and you'll be golden because we'll get some money.
And apparently, I don't know why. I think they sell 10,000 different types of sleeves, and 9,000 of them are half-naked anime girls. So if you want that, feel free to go get it.
Are that dude or that woman? I'm not gonna judge you.
All right.
If you use the link.
Peace out, Trev Scout.